So I doubled the size. And for anyone that's ever pulled up grass before, will tell you they'll never do it again because it's the worst thing you can do in life.
Why?
Because it's miserable. It is miserable because you have to kind of cut out the area you want your landscaping, and then you have to cut underneath the grass and break it away from the dirt.
Okay.
Which it looks like in those little silly pictures that they show you in the videos.
That's super easy.
Yeah, it's easy. You can pull this right off. They are liars. They are liars. It does not do that. It comes off in chunks, and you get really sweaty and cuss a lot because it takes you 4 hours to do it.
For grass?
Grass that was maybe 10 feet of grass. It took me forever. And then someone, I don't remember who I was telling afterwards, and they were like, yeah, you can just use this machine. And I was like, don't tell me that. I've already done it. And now
I've already done the hard labor.
Yeah, leave me alone.
I've sweated through clothes. I've sweated through my jeans. Done the hard labor, and I'm dirty and sweaty. So don't tell me this.
Yeah, but I did it.
That's
all by
awesome.
myself.
I give you so much props because, like I said, it's just the courage and the determination to do it all on your own, especially like how it seems like standards could be. It's like, it's a hard life for a woman to be by herself, but it is possible. And that's what it seems to be going. That's what I'm feeling at my age right now.
But it's hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is hard. And there's been a lot of tears, but it's also comforting. I don't know. You take some, is it solace in being by yourself and being able to choose who you want to spend time with and choose what you want to do, choose what's important to you, do the things that you enjoy. And then I feel like living by myself, it's easier for me to say no to things that I don't want to do. And I've really enjoyed the fact where I'm like, well, if I want to hang out at home and hang out with my dog, I can do that. But I've gotten a lot pickier with the things that I enjoy doing or things that I want to do than I ever have before.
Do you think that's something people don't understand is when somebody says no to something that they got invited to, it's like, it's not because of you. It's because, I'm choosing my time, how I want to spend it along those lines.
Ooh, I've never thought about it like that. Yeah. Because I've been offended when someone's told me no, because I've been like, why don't you want to spend time with me? Why don't you want to do this? This sounds really fun.
Sounds like a great time.
Yeah. Why don't you want to spend time with it? But the other thing that the older I've gotten, the more I've learned that introverted people don't want to do stuff like that.
Oh, trust me. I know. There's one friend of mine, and I'm sure you can guess who it is. She's got to take 3 days.
Yeah, you do.
3 days to come out to come out for a drink. And I'm like, are you serious right now?
Yes.
Just get your ass out here.
Mm-hmm. But introverted people, you cannot be like, hey, let's go do this right now. And they're like, oh, no, I can't do that. And you're like, I don't understand. I'm super fun. Why don't you want to spend time with me? It's not about me. And no, I don't think everyone realizes that because I didn't realize that for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just thought I was just offended that someone didn't want to spend time with me.
But in reality, it's like, I need time to prepare.
That, or maybe they didn't want to spend time with me, or maybe they had other plans.
Maybe they're just being nice.
Maybe they're just being nice, or maybe they're just tired and they don't want to.
I feel you on that. It's like, there's times where it was like, I really don't want to. I've had friends text me, and it was like 7 o'clock at night, and I had had a long day, got in the shower, and I was just like, I'm just ready to chill. And they're like, hey, we're at Ball State. You should drive an hour to come up here. I'm like, no.
No, thank you.
You didn't even give me a 3-hour notice. Yeah. To at least think about it for 2 hours and then make the decision. Like, you asshole.
My friends will laugh at me because someone will ask me to do something and I'll say, no, thank you.
No, thanks.
No, thank you.
I appreciate it, but no, thanks. Oh, my gosh. But yeah, like I said, it's really kind of inspiring to me to see that, like, it's possible.
It's totally possible. And it's way more fun than I ever thought it would be. Because I think in the last, it'll be a year that I've had this house in October 1st, I've gotten more picky with my own. I've gotten more picky where I've picked tennis back up and I've picked up pickleball and CrossFit's in there and I run with my dog and got my second job at Lululemon, and it's just more fun, I think. And I don't know why, but I really enjoy living on my own, having a house. For some reason, it gives me more options to be selective.
Yeah, I mean, you're free to choose whether you want to go spend time here, whether you want to go spend time there. If you want to go on a date, you can go on a date. If not, it's just like, no, I just want to be at home with my dog. Yeah. I think that's the greatest excuse. If a date goes wrong, you'd be like, it's 8 o'clock p.m. My dog and I have an 8:30 show. See ya.
Right. Oh, I've had people who are like, Yeah, the dog doesn't sleep in the bed when I'm sleeping there, and I was like, so you won't be sleeping in my bed, and I don't care where you sleep, but it will not be in my bed because that's where my dog sleeps.
When did that start?
So, well, I tried. So Sawyer originally started sleeping in my bed, and then we went to school. We saw Bruce over at First Friends.
Okay.
He's the shit, by the way.
Yeah.
And Bruce said he can't sleep in the bed. So I was following Bruce's rules, and I put his little bed in the corner, but he's a jerk because he'd wait until I was sleeping, and then he'd jump on my bed.
What a little turd.
Yeah.
So and then you were just like, whatever.
I gave up after a while, and then I was like, I think maybe 2 years ago, I just said, you're 6 years old. It's fine.
Oh, you've had him for 6 years?
He's 8 now.
Oh, he's 8?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look 8.
He doesn't act 8 either.
Yeah, he's like, what, 3?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because he's a mutt, basically, right? Or
mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a black lab something.
Okay.
Who knows? He's a rescue.
Because usually they, start getting gray hairs on their face?
He's got it on his chin.
Oh, he's got a beard?
Mm-hmm. He's got a little chin.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
So how'd you find Sawyer?
Sawyer found me. I did not find Sawyer.
Okay.
So this is kind of a sad story.
Aww. Get the tissues.
I had a puppy. So I was going through my divorce and everything, and I had my puppy, and she passed away.
Really?
Yeah, I had her for 3 weeks. It was horrible. And she was actually staying with my ex-husband because I had to work and I had a golf outing. I was going to be gone for a long day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's out on the golf course. He goes, you have to come with me. And I'm like, no. And he's like, no, you really have to come with me. It's the dog. So I get in the car with him, and he tells me, and I am hysterical. You cannot console me whatsoever. Takes me to the vet. The vet tells me what happened is she was having some separation anxiety. And I had this huge portable crate for her that he had gone golfing, which was fine. And she decided to chew her way out of this portable crate. She was she was successful. Except for she went back in to do something, like to keep tearing it and keep ripping it apart. Got her head stuck.
Oh, wow.
Panicked, snapped her neck.
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that horrible? Yeah.
Oh, well, imagine coming home and you just see it. Oh.
Yeah, he and my brother found her.
Oh, okay.
Thank God. Because if I would have found her, I would have been...
traumatized.
Yes.
That is traumatizing. Yes.
And so she passed away. And so a few weeks later, I decided that I really wanted to have a dog, like my own dog.
Yeah.
He and I had a beagle, and I love labs. I always have. So I dragged my poor friend all over God's green earth. I want to say probably around Labor Day weekend, maybe a couple weeks later. And we went to 5 different rescues. I had this list all put together, and I'm like, I want to see this dog, this dog, this dog, and this dog. I saw every single one of them, and none of them wanted anything to do with me.
Really?
Yep. And the last one, his name was Remy. He was a Weimaraner Dachshund mix. With
What?
A broken tail, yeah. He had a broken tail. It was like, it just went downwards instead of upwards.
And a Weimaraner and what?
Dachshund.
Dachshund.
Yeah.
You said Dachshund. What did that look like? That's a big dog and a little dog.
It was a gray beagle-shaped dog, basically.
Ew.
He was not very cute, but I thought he looked cute in the pictures.
Oh, God.
But I walk up, he looks at me and goes and sits at the end of his crate, and I was like...
Well, that's a no.
I was like, this isn't going to... And he was the last dog of the day. And I remember my poor friend, I dragged her there, and I was like, can we just see one last dog, Remy? And she's like, okay. And I sit down and I start to cry because I didn't understand. I just wanted a dog and I wanted to bring it home. And this woman walks over and goes, I really think you should meet this dog. He's a lover. I turn around and I'm still sitting on the floor. He jumps up and gives me a hug.
Sawyer does?
Uh-huh.
And how old was he?
6 months old.
Aww.
And I was like, he's coming home with me.
He picked you.
He picked me. I didn't pick him. He picked me. See his little gray under his chin?
He's got a cute gray beard.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's like a moment. It's like, hi, I'm here for you.
I know, right?
I'm here for you.
Hey, crazy lady crying on the floor. You can take me home.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's it was really funny when I picked up Mabel. So what ended up happening with her litter, her mom was supposed to have 4 and only 2 survived.
Mm.
So one was stillborn, and then they don't know what happened to the 4th. And so when we went to the farm, this lady lives on a legit farm.
Awesome.
So when we went there, we saw her crate, and it was her and her brother, and then this tiny little Frenchie, and that thing tried to get out of the crate and everything, and that was fast. And I was just like, you pig. But then I went and sat down, and like Mabel came right up to me, and I almost started crying because I was just like, oh my gosh, she knew, even though I had like reserved her online, she knew. But it was just like, it's crazy how that connection totally works, and it's a blessing, even though when they're being shitheads.
Oh, I just always tell them, I'm like, you're lucky, you're cute.
Right, every day.
Yeah, my parents have a 130-pound yellow lab.
Wow,
he's humongous. And the woman told her, she's like, you sit down and you just wait to see which one comes over to you.
Okay.
And my mom's like, okay. And she wasn't even going to get a puppy because our husky had passed away. And she was talking to my dad about it. And finally, I can't remember if we were sending her pictures, but she brought it up one time to my dad. And he goes, you know what? Just go look at them. Like, just go look at the puppies and see if you enjoy being around them. And he called to tell me about it. And I was like, you do realize she's coming back with a Labrador, right?
Of course.
And he goes, yeah, I think so. But
Did he plan that?
Or was it just like starting to push her to get another dog because we've grown up with them all our lives, and he's like, I really just think it'll be good for you to have a puppy, and she was against it, but she's like, I'll just go look at the puppies. It'll be fun to play with them. And the woman said, just sit down and see if someone comes over to you. And Parker marched his happy little booty over to her and plopped right down her lap and did not move.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And now how is he still alive or?
Oh yeah, he is 3, I think.
Oh wow.
3 or 4.
That's huge.
He's huge.
Were the parents big or?
Dad was 90, mom was 60.
Oh my god.
Parker's ginormous. Yeah.
Nope.
No.
70 pounds is good for me.
Yeah. Right, buddy? 65 is right.
Well, that's awesome that, you have him here. And like I said, you have this house, you can have a job, and you're able to do whatever you please and whatever fulfills you. Yeah. I think that's amazing. As I like to do with my guests as we kind of close out episodes is any advice you would like to throw out. So it could be the experiences that you've gone through into this point, especially how you're so independent and yet you're still enjoying life at the same time. Or if you just want to say live your life, you can just say live your life to the fullest. Hashtag.
I would say 2 things. 1, if anyone knows who Joanne Scott is, look her up. She's the managing director of men's basketball at the NCCA. She said something to me once, and she said, run to a job, don't run away from a job. And that has stuck with me for years. And I just always thought that was really interesting. And every time I apply for a job, that's what runs through my brain. I think the other part is that my friend Katie, I've known her... Oh, man. We've played old lady tennis together for 15 years, I think.
Old lady tennis?
Yeah. Old lady tennis.
Is that like a retirement tennis?
That's what I pretty much think it is. Yeah. It's old lady tennis. It's a different type of tennis. So it's not the competitive collegiate tennis that I'm used to. It's a very different style. And so I call it old lady tennis. It's not the age. It's the type that it is.
When you say that at the gym, I'm like, is she playing with old ladies?
I mean, sometimes I am. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. But I think about her a lot. Because Katie was a single mom. She's married now, and they have a 3-year-old. She has a 20-year-old and a 3-year-old. And I watch her, and she's a great friend of mine. But Katie makes great money as a job. She works at Lululemon with me. She will be a tournament director sometimes on the weekend for tennis tournaments. She plays soccer in leagues. She plays tennis leagues. She goes to F45. And she's in her 40s, and I just sit and I watch her, and she's constantly doing something, and she's constantly hustling. And I realized, like, I want to be around the people that want to do that. Like, I want to surround myself with people who force me to grow, force me out of my comfort zone, and push me to be a better person. And I think about her when I'm starting to kind of push that boundary of, do I want to do this? Do I want to say yes to this? Do I want to say no? Is this going to put me project me to where I want to go? And that's just the other part is that surround yourself with that person that makes you rethink the decisions. Don't stick with what you know. Try and get better and try and be bigger and keep moving towards whatever goal that you create.
I'm going to cry. No, that is something that I think a lot of people don't think. Like they get too comfortable in their that little circle. And it's like, if you want to, if you're not happy, get out of it.
And that's hard because sometimes you don't know how.
Right.
And sometimes it's such a big risk to get out of that. I remember being married and it was comfortable. and I was moving in all those directions that you're supposed to move in, but my gut was like, this isn't right for you.